One, two, three, four.
Baruch HaGever Asher Yiftach B'Hashem V'haya Hashem Yiftachoy Baruch HaGever Asher Yiftach B'Hashem V'haya Hashem Yiftachoy Baruch HaGever Asher Yiftach B'Hashem V'haya Hashem Yiftachoy.
We're graduating! Woo! Alright, go
Class 2018, hey, 2003.
Levine, let's do this. Hey, you're somewhere in front.
What if Coach Brown came? Oh my god, Coach Brown. Let's get it. What? Yeah. Class of 2018. Class of 2018.
remain standing as I invite Rabbi Michael Katzman and Rabbi Matt Rudda, our Levine rabbi educators, to lead us in the prayer for the state of Israel. Rabbis?
Avinu Shebashamayim, Tzur Yisrael v'Goalo, Barech et Medinat Yisrael, Reshit Tzmicha Gilatenu, Hagen alea be'avrat chasdecha, ufros alea sukkah shlomecha, ushlach orcha b'mitzecha l'orshea, sareya v'yotzea, v'tachnen be'etzah tova milfanecha, chazek et yidei meginei eretz kashenu, v'hanichlem Eloheinu Yeshuat, v'ateret nitzachon teatrem, v'natata shalom ba'aretz, v'simchat olam le'yoshveha, v'nomar Amen.
Thank you, rabbis. You may be seated. It is my privilege to call upon Cindy Sweet Moskowitz, past chair of the Jewish Federation of Greater Dallas, to share greetings on behalf of the Federation. Thank you, Cindy.
Thank you. On behalf of the Jewish Federation of Greater Dallas, it is my pleasure to be here tonight and extend a mazal tov on behalf of the community to all of you and to the families. Our day schools are a source of great pride in this community. The Federation, through annual gifts of over 6,000 donors, contributes about $900 per student to the school, annually to each day school. Also through the Center for Jewish Education. I know that some of your teachers had their first trip to Israel, and right now you have a teacher pursuing a Master's of Education at SMU on a full scholarship from the Center for Jewish Education. I want you to know that those dollars that come from the community are mostly from people whose children are not here and whose grandchildren are not here. They are part of a communal gift, an embrace of the importance of Jewish education and what it means to thriving Jewish life. So Yasher Koach for all of you for being here and pursuing Jewish education and making it possible. The core values of Jewish life that are lived here, and I know they include your midot, justice and integrity and caring and responsibility, and more, are lived out here at Ann and Nate Levine Academy. And they are also the values that we hope that you live out wherever you are, in Jewish environments and as a Jewish person in the other environments where you find yourselves in your next educational setting, on your college campus, and wherever you are. So Yasher Koach to each of you and to each of you and to those of you who made it possible. Thank you.
Certainly all of us here in the room and beyond connected to Levine Academy and of course to our area Jewish day schools, thank you very, very much on behalf of what you do for the Federation in support of Jewish education in Dallas. Thank you so much. Thank you. Tonight we bid farewell and Godspeed to yet another class of outstanding boys and girls. It's amazing to get to this point of the school year, right here at the end. Such a wrenching experience for all of us who dearly, dearly will miss you, seriously will miss you. You've been an integral part of our school for many years. Each of you, of course, and we're going to hear from you in a moment, you are unique, and you're special, and we look forward to hearing your words, your voice. But first, the success of our school is a result of the dedication of many. I would like to take a moment to recognize our devoted and talented faculty at Levine Academy who are responsible for teaching and guiding our graduates to reach this academic landmark. Along with all of my administrative colleagues who work shoulder to shoulder with our outstanding faculty. Will our entire Levine Academy faculty and staff please rise so that we can recognize you. recognition. We're very pleased now to call up Ms. Liz Lawler, who is the leader of our K faculty and plays the most prominent role leading Levine's Academy program as our K principal. She works tirelessly and always so professionally. On behalf of our students and teachers, I welcome Ms. Lawler to address the graduates.
Good evening, everybody. Thank you for joining us tonight. Tonight is one of those great occasions when we get to celebrate our young people, their achievements, their perseverance, and their successes. It is a time to pause and reflect, to feel good as a parent, a grandparent, a teacher, an administrator, knowing that the students we care so deeply about are doing just fine and are on the right path. To our graduates, we are so very proud of each one of you. We all have very high expectations for you, and we believe in you. Take a look around this room. You can see all the smiling faces, taking photographs, taking videos. All of them are here for you. Today is an important day for you and for all of us. Today is also a good time to say thank you to all who have supported you. Because as much as you have achieved, this is also the achievement of everybody in this room. Graduation can be seen as a coming of age, an official way to recognize when a person steps into a new phase of life. Graduates, you are stepping into a new phase. You are leaving Levine, a place that has been your home away from home, a familiar place with many familiar faces, a very predictable place. You are moving into the unknown. You are most likely filled with very mixed emotions. Excitement about what's to come, new friends, new teachers, new subjects to study. But there is probably a lot of anxiety too. Anxiety about making new friends, fitting in your new school. Will you be able to handle the rigor of the classroom and your homework? I say to you all, yes, you will. You have been well prepared by your teachers, and you are so ready for this very exciting stage of your life. Graduates, remember, you don't have to follow the crowd. Do the right thing, even when no one is watching. Study hard, and remember that you are investing in yourself with every test that you take and every book that you read. And don't be in too big of a hurry to grow up. Enjoy every minute of your high school experience, because it will be over before you know it. The future holds great things for all of you, and we are all going to wait in anticipation of all the many accomplishments you will have in high school and beyond. So to each one of you, I say congratulations. Congratulations to your parents, your teachers, and to everyone who helped you along the way. We are so proud of each and every one of you. So ciao.
All right, now we have the traditional core of Levine's graduation program, our students' speeches. And to begin, we'll start with Gabby Butler. Gabby?
Tonight is only the beginning. Masha anachnu lomdim beha'ana af pa'am lo shochechim. What we learn with pleasure, we will never forget. This quotation perfectly relates to my experience at Levine Academy. I have made so many memories with many different people that I'll hold on to forever. You could go to any school in Dallas and get an education, but Levine instills more important things. It has taught me how to be the proud person I am today. When I first walked into Levine Academy 12 years ago, I didn't know I was entering my second home. One experience comes to mind when I think of how the Levine Academy community has been my second family. When I was 3 years old, I had kidney surgery. As soon as I woke up from surgery, the first call I received was from my Levine Academy teacher and classmates. A hospital can be a scary place, but to hear each individual ask me how I was doing gave me that sense of community. At this moment, I realized that my family wasn't just my parents and my brother, but it was also my classmates that had become my brothers and sisters too. Israel holds a special place in my heart because I have been learning about it since I started here at Levine. The feeling when you're in this holy land is indescribable. The closest comparison would be like coming home after a long journey. This trip not only bonded me to my classmates, but more importantly, to my Jewish identity and connection to God. Without every one of you, I wouldn't be where I'm standing here today. Wherever we go and whatever we do, we will always be friends when we meet again. As I leave what has been my home for 12 years, I will remember every moment here forever. It will be hard for me leaving the school I've spent my entire life in, but I'm confident that this school has prepared me for the next chapter of my life in high school.
Thank you, Gabby. Next up, Noah Kasabi.
For my family. What does family mean? I can give you one answer and say that it's a group of people related by blood, but I know there's more to it. My teachers and fellow students have been my second family for 11 years. Although there are times where we might not like each other, we always love one another. I feel blessed to have these memories and experiences. Maybe it was that weird horse game and the Cheetah Girls in first grade, playing villagers and Indians in third grade, writing the fat fact in fifth grade, singing congratulations every day in seventh grade while looking for the Eiffel Tower in New York, or finding our new favorite Russian delicacy, shproti, in eighth grade. I am one incredibly lucky person. In Lemmy Kleinstein's Matanot Ktanot, the lyrics go, El Osher Katan, El Oto Shir Yashan, She'over Etzleinu B'meshech Dorot. To a small joy, to the same old song, which passes amongst us for generations. In life, the most valuable moments are the small ones. Ending is inevitable, but I hope that we have left an imprint and that we are not just another graduating class. I hope that we have passed down the example to fill every school day with happiness and laughter, and I hope that every class below us will inherit our ruach. To call Levine Academy simply a school is an understatement. Levine has been a great chapter in my life and has prepared me to start writing the next. Thank you to my loving parents and to my caring teachers. Rabbi Litton, I know it's not easy to have the position that you have, but you've done an incredible job so far, and we're all so happy that you came this year. I want to thank Ms. Weinberg, Zal, for changing our school for the better, for being another mother figure in my life, and for everything. All I could want in life is to have even a sliver of your golden heart. Class of 2018, it's time to say goodbye to our grade as a whole. We are good people on our own, but together we are great. As we go our separate ways, we will always have the memories that bind us. Mishpoche, there's a big world out there, and I know that if anyone can make the best of it, we can.
Thank you, Noah. And now we'll hear words from Rafi Blumenthal.
Okay, here we go. Our next step. Ve'ahavta l'reacha kamocha. Love your neighbor as yourself. When I came to Levine Academy 5 years ago, I truly felt the love of the community, which later became not only my friends, but my second family. Before I came to this school, I was unhappy almost every day because of being bullied. But the Levine period of my life was very different. For the first time in my scholastic life, I felt friendship. For the first time, I was accepted for who I was. I want to take this opportunity to briefly thank a few people who embody this significant passage from the Torah. First, I would like to thank my loving grandparents, who made it possible for me to attend this school. Secondly, I would like to thank my parents who support me, my studies, and most importantly, my Judaism. I also want to thank my aunt, uncle, and cousin from Israel for coming and supporting me in this great step. I would like to thank 3 teachers in particular. First, Ms. Akawida. Ms. Akawida was my advisor in 5th and 6th grade and has cared for me ever since 5th grade orientation. Our connection is like none other in my previous scholastic life. Secondly, Ms. Geffen, an amazing teacher who pushes her students to the very limit and prepares all of her students for upcoming educational challenges. So thank you very much. And lastly, an incredibly special person who has been proud of every single one of us, Ms. Wendy Weinberg, Zichron Levracha. She may not be with us today, but I can assure you she is the biggest, happiest smile on her face, looking down from heaven above and seeing how far we've come and how much we've accomplished. I am also deeply grateful to the outstanding leadership of Mr. E., Ms. Lawler, Ms. McInnes, and Rabbi Liddon. Class of 2018, we are graduating, and goodbyes are really tough. There is a German word typically used to describe this kind of feeling, Abschiedsschmerz, the pain of separation. While it might not necessarily be pain, I personally feel that this word specifically matches the situation. Parting is sad, but when it is for the greater good, like going to high school, there's a certain level and happiness that enlightens one's soul. We may not have any classes here anymore in this school, but even when we exit those front doors to the major next step in our lives, Levine Academy will always be our home. With all the memories we've made, our inside jokes, shared laughter, and joy on the trips, that'll happen here in Levine Academy, our home. Class of 2018, Shkoya!
Thank you, Rafi. Now let's hear from Kaya Heyman.
Part of a whole. Always a child with a double-sided personality, I used to find making friends difficult. I can be silly and energetic or calm and chill. To come to school and have people who loved and supported me was really great. I had been a competitive gymnast for the first 13 years of my life. My 6th and 7th grade years after I left Levine were a period of my life with no laughter, no happiness, and no interaction with peers, even my twin sister. It is challenging to go through tremendous activity without friends by your side. This difficult chapter of my life only made me happier to come back to Levine. After my trip to Israel during the summer of 2017, I realized that by doing gymnastics all the time, I needed to make a change in my life. I understood I had been missing my peers. When I decided to come back to Levine, I instantly felt uplifted. To hear that my old friends were even more excited for me to come was wonderful. This school provides such a good sense of internal security. The moment I stepped back into Levine, I felt an overwhelming sense of comfort. I can undeniably say that I am no longer that lonely child. I am now a part of a family of 5 brothers and 16 sisters, and there is no end to the love and support provided. Being together for so long, we have practically lived together. The last 9 years can be defined by these 7 words. Mishpacha, Elu shaitem anachnu chayim, tzochakim, ve'ohavim. Family, the ones we live with, laugh with, and love. Some people say that during life, they want to be part of something larger than themselves. Here, we are a part of a whole that is going to shape the next generation of the Jewish community. At Levine, it doesn't matter how big or small, how unique or different, we are all family.
Thank you, Kaya. Now let's hear from Janie Daniels.
Creating an experience. As the book of Breshit states, When God began to create the heaven and the earth being unformed and void, with darkness over the surface of the deep. My whole world is at Levine Academy. While my world wasn't made in 7 days, Bereshit chapter 1 perfectly captures the essence of my personal creation story. When I first moved to Dallas, I felt there was nothing for me here. Then God said, "Let there be light," and there was light. My light was Levine Academy, and in that dark void I called Dallas, I found my small beam of happiness that began to grow. Of course, God also created the darkness of leaving all I had ever known in Houston, and the fear of what lay ahead. Then on the second day, God created the sky. And in the sky, I began to see the good of my situation. I saw that my life here could be full of clear days and breezy nights, and I learned that there are far more blue skies than gray. And then on the third day, God created the dry land and the plants. And from those dry lands, I dug my roots into this school. The teachers and administrators created the perfect foundation for me to grow and flourish. And on the fourth day, God created the sun and the stars. He separated the days from the nights. I, too, replaced the sadness of moving from Houston with the joy of my new Dallas family. And on the fifth day, God created the animals of the sky and the sea. I was luckily provided with an amazing Jewish community, one that is always there for me, whether I am on land or on sea. I know when I leave Anna Nate Levine Academy, I will still have my community behind me, and with them, I will never be alone. And on the sixth day, God created the people. He created the remarkable people I am so lucky to call Levine Class of 2018. I know you will always be there behind me, from Walgreens to our next archaeological excavation. I will always have you, and you will always have me, gazing at the wonderful world we have created together. Eile toldot hashamayim v'haaretz b'hibra'am. Such is my story of heaven and earth when they were created.
Thank you for that, Janie. Thank you. And now we're going to hear from our duet this evening, Mia Files and Hannah McKaylee.
Hannah and Mia.
Friends forever. A friend serves as a guide to life, happiness, and success. No matter where you are, you always need a friend. Because when you have a friend, kol beseder, tudu bom. Everything is good. When I first walked into Levine, my initial reaction was, ugh. I cannot see myself here. But now, 3 years later, I couldn't have seen myself anywhere else. I have moved many times in my life. Dallas, Japan, New York, and now back home. I thought that Levine, like other schools, would be another place I would eventually leave. I'm glad to say that I was wrong. Not only have I made lifelong friends, but a family. A family so close we would do anything for each other. I am considered the mom of the grade by my fellow classmates, and I considered them my family as well. Camp Chai, 2015, 3 whole years ago, I met a goofy girl named Mia, a girl who put applesauce on her pizza, a girl who always made me laugh, a girl who changed my life. We started out with only each other, but now we have each other and everyone else. I've made many amazing friends that have shaped me into the person I am today. And I want to thank you all. The Israel trip was better than anything I ever could have imagined, thanks to my 8th grade class. I will never forget you guys, and I hope you will remember me too. The hardest thing to do is say goodbye, but I know our paths will cross again.
In the middle of my 5th grade year, I was riding in the car with my mom when I asked her the most important question of my life. Mommy, can I transfer to Levine? I am so glad I asked that question. And as my time at Levine now comes to an end, I have one more question to ask. Am I really ready to leave? I remember the summer of 2015 when I was in the camp pool with Hannah. I asked her a question I'd been meaning to ask all summer. Hannah, since we're going to Levine next year, do you want to be best friends? To my surprise, she responded sweetly,
What do you mean? We're already best friends.
Making friends has never come easy to me, but when I heard Hannah say these words, I was reassured that I would not be alone at Levine. I have made so many amazing friends here, and I look forward to seeing a majority of them at BBYO and other programs. Out of the many exceptional people I've met here, I would like to give thanks to one extraordinary teacher who has helped me like no other. Mr. Iskovich, not just for tutoring and teaching me, but also for inspiring me. Thank you to all the amazing people at Levine for changing me for the better. I love you all and will miss you dearly.
המתנה הגדולה ביותר בחיים היא חברות, ואני קיבלתי אותה. The greatest gift of life is friendship, and I have received it.
Many thanks to Hannah and many thanks to Mia. Thank you for that. Now let's hear from Matthew Grafer.
How I found my Jewish identity. Eich matzati et hazachut hayachudit shali. A little 6-year-old boy arrived at Camp High, excited to eat all the wonderful kosher tofu that they could provide. He wondered why some of the boys were wearing strange hats on the back of their heads. This boy was not very aware of religion. Believe me, I had no idea what a Jew was. Look at me now. After a boring time at public school, my best friend for as long as I can remember told me about this school where he had just started, Levine Academy. I arrived in the middle of 3rd grade, right after Hanukkah. I'm very thankful that Michael Tallis, my mistaken twin back there, was my best friend then because he made the transition easier for me. At the time, I was very shy. As I went on, I began to open up and made many more friends. 7th grade arrived in a flash. We were all excited to go to New York and Washington, and I looked forward to knowing some people better. It was on this trip where we really became a family and cemented our friendships. As we graduate and move on to high school, I note that there are certain moments that I'll never forget, like Joey's yays, and Michael's version of a certain word. I truly believe that all of us here are ready to face the future and the challenges that it may hold. I have to thank my parents for allowing me the opportunity to attend Levine and for supporting me. I would also like to thank all my former and current teachers for helping me when I was not at my best and for calming me down when I prefer getting into my debates. Not only have I had a great secular education, but I have also grown to embrace Judaism, and it has really become an integral part of my life. Our trip to Israel was the perfect culmination of my journey into Judaism. For the great education, for the everlasting friendships formed, and for the growth in my Jewish identity, I will be forever thankful.
Thank you, Matthew. Thank you. Now we'll hear from Lily Gephardt.
After today, there is one thing I wish I could say was false, but that would be untrue. Sadly, all good things must come to an end, but I wouldn't have wanted it to end in any other way or with any other people. Saying goodbye is always hard. It's crazy to me and to all of us that we are saying goodbye to our time at Levine. I am so lucky to have had 5 amazing years, and those years have truly shaped me into who I am today. I have met so many extraordinary people, created unforgettable memories, and developed friendships to last a lifetime. Lihiyeh hahadoshim shachafu lashanim im havarim shachafshu lemishpacha. Here's to the months that turned into years with the friends that turned into family. Class of 2018. I never want to forget the infinite memories we've all created together. Everyone standing behind me is a part of the family I want to remember forever. I want to say thank you to all 20 of you for making every day amazing. You welcomed me in 4th grade like I had been here my whole life. Thank you for the millions of hugs, laughs, tears, and inside jokes. I'm going to miss y'all unconditionally. Seeing my grade here together on the stage for the last time reminds me of our first time up here. At our 4th grade Aliyah, we were presented with our middle school sidors. This was the ceremony in which we graduated from lower school and entered into middle school. Now we are up here again for the last time, graduating from middle school and entering our new chapter of high school. After today, our time here being students will all be a memory. After today, returning through those doors, we become just another group of alumni. But in our hearts, we will always know we are the graduating class of 2018. We made it.
Thank you, Lily. Now we'll hear from Hallie Kleiman.
Found at Levine. As the lyrics from Dear Evan Hansen state, have you ever felt like nobody was there? Have you ever felt forgotten in the middle of nowhere? Ha'am e pa'am, hirgashta sha'af ahad losha. Ha'am I pa'am, hirgashta na'emsa ba'emsa shum makom. Stepping out of the shadows, I lift my head and look around this room and know that I am not alone. I am here tonight, standing together with all of my best friends. Some of you I have known for all 9 years at Levine, and some for only 4, but you've all become amazing people in my life, and I love you dearly. During our year as 8th graders, we have created the most amazing memories, made the funniest inside jokes, traveled across the world together, and made friendships to last a lifetime. On the New York and DC trip, I thought we had grown as close as we could, but going to Israel bonded us even more. We experienced a land that not only our people came from, but a land we have learned about since we were born. Now I can say my first time in Israel was with my best friends, and I wouldn't want it any other way. From the boat ride we rode on in the Kinneret, to the middle of the desert, to the beach in Tel Aviv, to all the Israeli gummies, to the schnitzel and falafel, to Matar, Kobe, and Avi, and back to school again, I love y'all. During the Israel trip, I became quite homesick and cried almost every night wanting to go home. If it were not for my supportive friends and teachers who helped my lonely feelings wash away, I would not have made it through. I can't thank you enough. I know that I have more to learn and more to grow, hopefully taller. I know I will not forget these amazing 9 years and the amazing 20 people in our grade. Thank you to all the teachers who have helped me arrive at this special day. The 5-year-old little girl who walked into the school is now a more intelligent, more confident, and spiritual young woman who has found herself at Levine Academy.
Thank you, Hallie. Thank you. And now we'll hear from Avi Lipsick.
My pathway. Elie Wiesel once said, in Jewish history, there are no coincidences. Bahistoria hayehudit ein serupi makrim. This has also been the case with my long journey through Levine. I am a big believer that everything happens for a reason. Therefore, it is no surprise that I am standing in front of you today. Levine has not only given me the tools to be a functioning Jew in society, but it has also shaped me as a person, and I do sometimes think about what would have happened had I left for another school. From the students, to the teachers, to the administrators, each has had an impact on me, even if minimal. The communal aspect of the school is amazing, and I know that I will probably not get this anywhere else. I didn't want to recite a speech about all my memories at Levine, but writing this speech, I will admit, has been special to me. Not in an emotional way, but in a way that allows me to reflect on my many years at Levine, both good and bad. My time spent here has brought forth moments of happiness, sadness, anger, and pride, all of which have made me who I am today. I've only just begun to realize that next year I will not be entering through the same doors, walking through the same hallways, and learning with the same teachers. Although I know that I will lead the path that I am meant to go on, Levine will always be in my heart as I've learned so many lessons during my time here. I will miss my grade dearly and truly hope that all of us stay in contact. I must thank my parents and grandparents for working hard and allowing me to attend Levine, as well as anyone who has had an impact on me while I have attended middle school.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Avi. We'll now hear from Alex Levinson.
Thanks for the memories. Here we are, ready to step foot into the next chapter of our lives. We are going off to high school, where we will meet new friends, try new things, and even create new memories. And though we will no longer be able to create new memories together, we can hold on to the ones we have already made. For me, I've always enjoyed learning new things, but honestly, I've never really enjoyed going to school. I know it's hard to sit in a classroom hours at a time, but with my class, my friends make it bearable. When I walk through the doors and see my friends, I realize we are in this together, and we will finish together. We might drown in hours of homework and classwork, but on the sea of work, we strive. We don't drown because we have each other. No words can describe how much I love my class. We've laughed together, cried together, shared some crazy stories together, and now we leave each other. Though some will say graduation is sad, I think we should celebrate saying goodbye. I know goodbyes are never easy, especially if you don't want to say goodbye. And my class doesn't make it easy to say goodbye to. Eze mazal yesh li lifgosh anashim shekashe lehipared mahem. How lucky am I to meet people who are so hard to say goodbye to. How lucky am I to have shared a bond with these people, to travel to Israel and back with them, to share the most special memories with. How lucky am I. Not every class is as close as ours, and though we must say goodbye, I know this won't be a final goodbye, just a temporary one.
Thank you, Alex. Thank you. Now we'll hear from Michael Tallis.
Home. Levine Academy has been a big part of my life. For the last 6 years, I've been in this school with my wonderful friends and teachers. I am very thrilled to be a part of the class of 2018. I arrived here in 3rd grade, nervous but excited. As a new student, I felt as if I would struggle to make valid friendships. Hine ma tov u'manayim shevet achim gam yachad. How good and pleasant it is for people to dwell together in unity. But as soon as I finished my first day, I felt included and embraced. The bonds that I formed that year were tremendous and beautiful. It felt like home. I am very grateful for the ties that I established throughout my first year that really helped me further down my Levine life. Once I reached middle school, I entered a whole different world. There were more responsibilities upon me, and I had to work harder. Despite concentrating on school and working hard, middle school also brought us some wonderful perks, such as our yearly school trip. This really helped the whole grade bond, as we would have never done before. The trips were very special, each in its own way, but the one that stood out the most was our Israel trip this year. Experiencing new cultures, customs, and foods, it was truly special, and we all had a great 17 days in the Holy Land. The Jewish education that I received at Levine changed my life. It taught me some valuable lessons, and it helped me become more connected to God. I learned more about the Torah and its stories than I could have ever imagined, and it certainly helped me in several areas of Israel too. My Hebrew teachers really helped me establish my Jewish identity. I would love to thank my parents and teachers for helping me throughout this journey. I am really glad to be a part of the 2018 graduating class of Levine Academy. These last 6 years have been amazing and impactful. I'm truly blessed for having the opportunity to meet everyone here.
Thank you, Michael. Now we'll hear from Davi Hopkowitz.
Moments matter. בחיים לא צריך לדעת הכל. צריך לעשות שינוי, לחיות את הרגע, ולהוציא את הטוב מהכל. In life, you don't need to know everything. You need to make a change, live the moment, and take the best out of it. Most people say leaving middle school will take us happily one step closer to being finished with school forever. For me, this is one of the saddest days of my life. Throughout my 9 years at Levine, I have met such an amazing group of kids that I can call my family. I can talk with them about anything. Each person sitting behind me has made me happy, sad, and even angry, but through it all, life wouldn't be the same without them. After this year, we each take our own path in life, but we have shared our memories that will stay with us forever. Just thinking about this moment right now has made all of us cry at least once. I know we have each treasured every day at Levine because each one is closer to our last. Realizing this is one of my last moments as a Levine student, I would like to share a few special memories. I have been that kindergartner who was afraid to see the big kids. I was the third grader who got to be a big buddy for the first time. And now I am the eighth grader who went on the trip of a lifetime to Israel. I know that Levine has shaped me religiously into the person I am today. Every Shabbat and holiday celebration has connected me to my Jewish ancestors. It seems like yesterday that I was learning how to write the Hebrew alphabet. I read Torah here for the first time in 5th grade, studying for hours to get every word perfectly. When it came time for me, I stepped up in front of the middle school, looked down, and started to forget everything. I wanted to back away, but no. I then looked up and saw one of my best friends smiling at me, which gave me confidence to read. I felt proud, and since that day, I have read Torah and have taken on the role of Gabbai many times. I could not have asked to grow up in a better environment. Leaving school has always been my least favorite part of the day, but I have told myself that I have many more years here. I can't believe that I won't be back to decorate another locker or walk in on the first day wearing a Levine uniform. Who would have thought that our 5th grade selves would survive the roller coaster ride of middle school and be here giving these speeches? With the next 4 years to define who we were once more, we will never forget what we have learned within these school walls. We will never forget the chances we took, the small and major roles we have performed, and the opportunities that gave us a chance to realize who we were. The memories we have created together in this school can never be erased, and now we sit here awaiting an unknown future. As this chapter ends, we are more than ready to begin the next.
Thank you, Davi. And now we'll hear from Joey Spiro.
The impact of a decision. As Rabbi Noah Weinberg once said, the failure to make decisions is one of life's biggest mistakes. Hakoshi b'kabbalat hachlatot hu ata'ut hagdola b'hayim. For me, my big decision came during the summer after 6th grade. The question for myself, do I return to Levine for my final 2 years, or do I stay at my current school and perhaps miss out on all the wonderful experiences? Looking back now, I ask myself, why was that even a question? In kindergarten, we called ourselves a grade. Now, we are a family. Every one of us has memories of what Levine means and what our grade means. My favorite memories are singing congratulations at every bar and bat mitzvah we went to, and every place we had a speaker in Israel. We even sang on a boat in the middle of Lake Kinneret. In Israel, we each discovered our inner self and what the state of Israel means to us. These were also the moments when we truly lived our lives and lived it with those we wanted to be around. The students sitting behind me are the people I want to be around. Tonight, I'm not really leaving Levine. I'm starting a new chapter in my life, and Levine has had a huge part in how I am prepared for life. I want to take a moment to thank all the teachers that I have spent years learning from and have taught me the necessary skills to be a good student in high school. Thanks to all the kids in my grade for it has been the best 9 years of my life. I will always remember the memories I've shared with you and the friendships I've created. I want to thank my parents for sending me to Levine and helping me to have my own Jewish identity. You helped me become the person I am today and instilled in me the values I have. What I have learned and experienced through elementary and middle school has shaped the way I will go through life. I will never forget the memories and the friendships I've created. My one decision to return to Levine has impacted my life to such a great extent. If I ignored the decision and stayed at my previous school, I would have missed out on a life-changing experience.
Thank you, Joey. Thank you. Now we'll hear from Eva Lemeshev.
Growth. 9 years ago, I remember walking through the doors of the ECC and thinking, whoa, this place is huge, and all of the kids are so big. What do they feed them? 9 years later, I've learned they don't give them anything special. I'm still one of the smallest kids in my class. While I'm on this topic, I would like to mention that my doctor said without shoes, I am finally 5 feet. My time at Levine has been filled with numerous transitions. I remember going from the mini playground in the back to the big playground, going from the little Shabbats with just the kindergarten to huge Shabbats with the entire school. From lower school to middle school, from 5th and 6th grade teachers to 7th and 8th grade teachers. Another aspect that will always stick with me is my Jewish identity, which Levine has helped me shape. Whether it was bringing the Shabbat bear with his little Kiddush cup on Friday nights, going to 3 Holocaust museums, replacing a few classes a week to learn about Zionism, or, of course, going on my Israel trip, every little thing helps sculpt the proud Jew that I am today. Thanks to Levine's wonderful academics, I am attending Parish Episcopal School next year. Along the way, I have had the best teachers I could have asked for, and every single teacher personally impacted me. I would also like to thank Miss Wendy Weinberg Zoll, even though she is no longer with us in person. I have faith that she is smiling at us, watching from above. I would like to translate a verse from her favorite song because I believe it represents her as well. Mi Biel, Yavorach Yisrael. From the mouth of God, bless Israel. I would also like to thank my family who has supported me and been with me through this entire crazy journey. I would like to conclude by thanking all the students in the 8th grade. Each and every one of you has made an impact on my life that I will never forget. Thank you for making my years at Levine so exciting. Thank you for making some of the best memories I will ever have on our New York and Israel trips. I couldn't have asked for better people to spend my first visit to Israel with. Congratulations to the class of 2018 Or Chai. L'chaim, to life, and may the forest always be with you.
Thank you, Eva. Thank you. Now we move to Natalie Katavi.
Leaving a mark on me. Levine has made a huge impact on my Jewish identity and on my life over the past 9 years. Coming to Levine was an amazing decision my parents made when I was in kindergarten. People have come and gone through my life, but these people, my friends, have left an imprint on my soul. אנשים עוברים דרך חייך, אבל חברים משאירים עקבות רגליים בחול. People pass through your life, but friends leave footprints in the sand. All of my friends at Levine have left their footprints. It could be said that today is the day we start our journey. I disagree. The journey began a long time ago. Today is just the day where our path splits into 21 unique roads. Many of us have belonged to this school since we started kindergarten 9 years ago. I remember the first day of school, the initiation of our journey, like it was yesterday. Our parents walked us in with such happy expressions on their faces. They came to every single Shabbat, every single Zimriyah, every single sporting event, and every single performance. I have been involved in many different electives and have started so many art projects that have still not been completed to this day. Don't worry, I'll be back to finish them. Being part of designing the 7th grade trip shirt and this past year's Zimriyah shirt were two special honors for me. Every time I will view them in the future, I will think of the mark I have left on Levine. Volleyball was also an amazing experience for me. Starting in 5th grade and playing as an 8th grader with all of my friends was wonderful. I want to thank my parents and grandparents for being there for me, making sure I have everything I need at all times, and helping me with my homework and projects. I also want to thank all of my teachers for guiding me through the past 9 years, Ms. Geffen and Ms. Neff. You have helped me achieve such a high level academically, and I know that the language arts and math skills that I have learned from you will go a long way through high school and on to college. Gevert Moyan, thank you for being an amazing advisor, like a second mom to me, and helping me whenever I needed. I also want to thank Ms. Weinberg-Zoll for teaching me and helping me create my own Jewish identity. Rabbi Litton, thank you for continuing Ms. Weinberg's work. It must be difficult to fill her shoes, and I don't think there could have been anyone else that could have done it better. I will never forget these past 9 years and all of the memories that have left their mark on me. Nothing is lost or ended. We've just come to a split in the road. Enjoy the rest of the journey. I will always be there with you.
Thank you, Natalie. And now we'll hear from Sammy Levinson.
Life renewed. Kol hahat kalot kashot. All beginnings are difficult. Starting over is like breaking a laptop. Suddenly, all your files are gone, and it takes time to restore what you once had. Trust me, I know a lot about that. My life has been filled with new beginnings. I moved to Dallas when I was only 9. I have never expected to make new friends so easily, and thanks to my peers, it wasn't so hard. I have now been at Levine for 5 years. But when I left Memphis, I was crying, saying, no, I don't want to go. Now I'm standing here thinking the same thing. Even though my years at Levine have flown by, my memories will stay forever. My first day here, I cried, and I continued to cry almost every other day for the rest of that year. When I look back, I think of how much I have grown and matured. Now I am strong, independent, and I'm much more social than I was before. All of this is thanks to my friends and family who've helped me along the way. I feel as though every student in my grade is my sibling, but I wouldn't necessarily want to live with all of them. One real twin is hard enough. I find my friendships at Levine very similar to my relationship with my twin sister. We've all had our ups and downs, but in the end, we all love and cherish each other. I will miss all my peers way more than I miss my old house and my old neighborhood. I will miss those special moments in class where the boys are acting ridiculous, everyone is laughing, and a new memory is created. I will continue to hold on to my memories of Levine for the rest of my life. I may be starting over again, but this time I'm certain it won't be as difficult.
Thank you, Sammy. And now we'll hear words from Jordan Bear.
The never-ending journey. All good things have to come to an end, no matter if we like it or not. Levine has been a journey that I will never forget, with people whom I will love forever. I know that leaving Levine will be one of the hardest things I will do in my life. The present will quickly become the past, and my years here will become a memory. Although I don't want to say goodbye, that's how life works. Now, I have to accept that the new doors are opening, and I have an exciting future waiting ahead of me. When I first came to Levine, I was just 2 years old. Now, I'm a 14-year-old woman standing here today, feeling accomplished and proud. Over the years, Levine has provided me with all of the tools that I need in order to be confident and successful. As I grow up, I wish to succeed, but I have learned that in order to stand tall, sometimes I will fall short. I know that the road I will follow will have many bumps and turns, but that's what I need in order to be successful. My years at Levine are indescribable. I've made friends whom I'll never forget, had teachers that not only taught us a curriculum, but also how to be good people, and the Jewish education set a solid foundation, which I will continue to build upon. I'm blessed to say that I went to Israel, New York, DC, and all around Texas with my incredible classmates. To my class, Chaverim tovim kashe limso ve'od yoter kashe la'azov aval I efshar lishkoach. Good friends are hard to find, harder to leave, and impossible to forget. I always thought of our grade as a bunch of good friends and supportive classmates. Our final trip as a class to Israel made me realize that we are one big family. I hope everyone here feels as grateful as I for how lucky we have been to have each other, from being little kids to now graduation. I love you all so much. My parents have always said that the Jewish education is a gift and that it should never be taken for granted. I will admit I never quite understood what the gift was until I began writing the speech, reflecting on my years at day school. The communities, families, teachers, and rabbis believed in me before I had the confidence to believe in myself. These puzzle pieces have all led my becoming an interested, committed, and proud Jewish student. Standing here today, I honestly understand what my parents have meant by Jewish education being a gift, and I certainly am grateful for this. It also really helped to have proud and supportive grandparents and family helping to cheer me along. As I close the doors to this journey, another door is opening. I hope to make smart decisions by applying all of the knowledge and leadership skills that I have attained here at Levine as I enter the next chapter of my life. A famous Jewish proverb goes, "I ask not for a lighter burden, but for broader shoulders." I neither expect nor want things to come easy. I'm excited to be challenged and to be able to take on and accomplish more than what seems possible by pushing myself beyond perceived barriers. Although these years at Levine have been wonderful, the best is yet to come.
Thank you, Jordan. And now we'll hear from Izzy Heyman.
Be the change. Rabbi Shammai of old once said, "Say little, do much." Shammai Omer, "Aseh Toratcha keva emor me'at ve'aseh harbeh." This quotation perfectly sums up my childhood. My parents have always told me, there are people who talk and there are people who do. Never make false promises and never sit around when you can make a difference. Now I know that I have made a difference at this school because I have always been one to take action. Being a part of Student Congress has given me the opportunity to have a voice at this school. This has been my way to make a change in our community. As elected president, I have made the changes for the better, including the addition of new water fountains, an arts elective, and the blue shirt ceremony. A new tradition in which the 8th graders present the 7th graders with their blue shirts. All of my years at Levine have helped me find the leadership and strength to make these changes. I know that I have made an impact just by viewing all the happy faces enjoying these things. I'm glad to have a family here to come back to. Family community is one of the reasons that I only applied to Yavna Academy for high school. I'm also excited to keep expanding my Jewish education for the next 4 years of my life because I still want to be the change. If I don't maintain my Jewish education, then I might as well be the reason that Judaism dwindles away like the Nabateans, a people that don't exist anymore because they've all converted or assimilated into other cultures. I do not want to be the reason that Judaism is no longer a thing, because when I have been taught all these years how to keep our religion alive. I hope that I can fulfill the wishes of Rabbi Shammai and my parents by making a difference.
Thank you, Izzy. And now we'll hear from Rebecca Hoffman.
Just one more. Everything changes in a matter of moments, and sometimes all you ever want is just one more. 9 years ago, moments before I started at Levine, I had only 2 brothers. Now, as I am graduating, I can undeniably say that I have 7 brothers, 15 sisters, and a family like no other. It feels like yesterday that I was in awe of the 8th graders in their blue shirts. Yet it was yesterday that I was one of them. As I have looked back on my years at Levine, I've wondered, how do I say goodbye to my 20 incredible friends? Now I know the answer. Lahit'raot ze lo leolam. Lahit'raot ze lo hasof. Zerak omer shani etga gea ad shani pagesh shuv. Goodbyes are not forever. Goodbyes are not the end. They simply mean I'll miss you until we meet again. There is no goodbye to this incredible group of people sitting behind me. There is no end to our friendship, no limit to our laughter, and there will never be a goodbye to our unbreakable bond. It will always be impossible to express everything that I want to say about my 9 years here, except that I am forever grateful for them. To my teachers, thank you for constantly inspiring me to use the potential that we all have. You've all pushed me to be my best, from speaking in Hebrew for 45 minutes a day, to always learning some new formula, to writing an essay in Times New Roman font, size 12, double-spaced, and so much more. To my parents, thank you for deciding 9 years ago that Levine Academy was the school for me. I will never forget the sensation of tracing the first letter in the Hebrew alphabet, Aleph, for the first time, to standing with some of my best friends touching the kotel for the first time. You've given me the opportunity to see what genuine friendship means, and I cannot thank you enough for allowing me to travel halfway across the world with such amazing people. Levine Academy has given me integrity, morals, and most importantly, a strong identity that will always lead me back to who I am. I am no longer afraid to be a leader, or to have opinions of my own, or to try new things like speaking before the whole school. I do not know what is ahead of me in the next 4 years, or the rest of my life. But because of Levine, I know that I will always have a special place and a special group of people to turn to, no matter what. To my friends, I now understand why people say to enjoy every moment you have together, because somehow these past 9 years with all of you have flown by. I know without a doubt that there is no one else I would rather be standing under a sky full of stars with, running through the German airport with, rappelling down a crater with, or singing, more like screaming, the words to various Hebrew songs with. And I will take all of our cherished memories with me wherever I go. Like one of our favorite songs titled Ani Ma'amin, meaning I believe. I genuinely believe with all of my heart that whether we're in Dallas, a completely different hemisphere, or wherever our futures take us, we will always be one big family. These years have gone by too fast with you, and I wish I had just one more. One more Shabbat, one more trip, one more competitive round of Uno, one more what are the odds, and one more chance to wear a blue shirt. Just one more of these special moments, because the best things that Levine Academy has given me are not objects. They're the moments that come with me even when I leave Levine.
Thank you, Rebecca. Thank you. You know, it's such a pleasure, really, to hear from their authentic voices and from their hearts. And I just want to thank, and I know, boys and girls, you're gonna join me in this, thanking the one who really guided you a lot in this process. I want to thank Joni Geffen for helping out. It's now my privilege to call up our Student Congress President. We heard from her just moments ago, Izzy Heyman, who will present the graduating class gift to the Academy, and accepting on behalf of the Academy is Mr. Solomon Israel, Chair of the Board of Trustees of Levine Academy.
1988, students began a special tradition at Anna Nate Levine Academy. The 7th grade started a philanthropic fund with the purpose of teaching about charitable giving and decision-making. The fund is divided up by the students to be given to a number of charitable organizations. As we all know, however, charity starts at home, and therefore a part of the fund is appropriated for Levine Academy. Following in this tradition, we, the class of 2018, have dedicated a portion of the fund raised to be donated as a gift to Levine Academy. For the entire class, Levine Academy has always been like a second home. And now, at the end of our graduating year and following our trip to Israel, this has never felt so true. This year, to help honor this family's home and help to preserve our ruach of our grade, on behalf of the class of 2018, we present Levine Academy with a Ner Tamid, an eternal light traditionally placed above the ark. We hope that the everlasting nature of the Ner Tamid will always shine a light on all that Levine Academy has been our class and all that it can be for those who follow us.
Thank you very much, Lizzie. On behalf of the Board of Directors and the entire Academy, let me say thank you to you for this. I think the Ner Tamid is a particularly fitting gift for this class and for the work that you've done, not only for what you've allocated to us, but for the work that you've done to the Adult Community House as part of your Mitzvah Day, just most recently, as well as the allocation of funds to hurricane relief for Harvey and Maria that took place a little bit earlier. So again, thank you very much. And Lily, you had it exactly right. You are not just any alumni class, you are the class of 2018, and we hope you come back often. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I would like to recognize the following graduates who are the last in their families to graduate from Levine Academy tonight. Not only they, but their parents become Levine alumni. So let me just make these names: Gabby Butler, Janie Daniels, Matthew Grafer, Rebecca Hoffman, Davi Hopkowitz, Natalie Katavi, Hallie Kleiman, Alex and Sammy Levinson, Joey Spiro, Michael Tallis. Thanks to you, thank you to your families. And speaking of alumni, we know that once a Levine student, always a Levine student. It's a pleasure to welcome so many of our alumni this evening. I'd like to ask you please rise in the audience. All Levine Academy alumni, Solomon Schechter alumni, please stand up. Boys and girls, those are your fellow alums now. It's now my pleasure to ask Rabbi Stefan Weinberg of Congregation Anshe Torah to please step up and present the Dor Vador recognition message. Thank you, Rabbi, for being with us this evening.
Students, graduates, Queen Victoria of England once asked Helen Keller, "How do you account for your remarkable accomplishments in life? How do you explain the fact that even though you were blind and deaf, you were able to accomplish so much?" Helen's response was a beautiful tribute to her teacher, Anne Sullivan, when she said, "If it had not been for Anne, the name of Helen Keller would have remained unknown." Anne Sullivan also was rescued from a life of considerable hardship by caring teachers, social workers, and individuals who refused to give up on her. How many of us are here this evening because our lives have been touched by remarkable teachers? The rings associated with our Midor Lador representation reflect the obvious. We each leave a footprint. Our presence is felt long after we leave. The most recent addition to our Magen David, bearing the names of you, our graduates of 2018, remind us all that we have only a short time on this earth to establish our legacy, to touch others with our warmth, our care, our creativity, our industrious ability. We say to you, our graduates, Chizku v'imtzu. Go forth from this precious moment with conviction and passion. We are so very proud of you. Continue to make all of your teachers proud. Carry your Judaism with pride. Be among the first to defend our Jewish people, and always know that you will always have a home in the Jewish community wherever you find yourself.
Thank you, Rabbi Weinberg. All right, it's my turn. So, graduation speeches are, almost always about a new beginning. That's the theme of graduation, commencement. Commencement means beginning. But I thought I'd flip that cliche that marks most of these graduation talks, and instead of talking about a beginning, I'll try out the theme of the ending, because let's face it, this ceremony is about the end of your time here, at least as official students. And maybe that's on your mind. The ending of some things here at Levine, like the end of the 2-minute passing period. That's going to be gone. Or the end of those short 18-minute lunch periods. That's going to be gone. Or maybe the end of those end-of-the-week study halls that don't mean anything. That's going to be gone. All right, so I'm not going to elaborate about the end of things you might find annoying. I'd rather share a way to consider how the word end exists right there in the very words. I've picked 5 words for this exercise, the very words that will mean the most to all of us and the most to all of you at this critical juncture in your life. So listen for the word end, E-N-D, which it's going to be within each of these words that are the significant words I've chosen. Okay, so let's start with the first one. The first one is commend. Let me commend you for your accomplishments relative to Levine Academy graduation. But what's special and unique is that the most significant thing here is about the dual curriculum, a rarity in K-8 or in middle schools, to have this Judaic and Hebrew underpinning to your learning, the general studies on top of that you go to 4 o'clock or after 4 o'clock every day. It requires, ritual practices here and prayer and attention given to all the meaningful holidays, the ceremonies, the celebrations that mark our calendar throughout the year. You've accomplished all of that, and you're going to take it with you. I commend you for that. The second word is ascend. You are definitely ready to ascend. It's time to ascend to your next level of academic rigor, of social challenges and complexity, of new levels of responsibility. You are ready to take that step up, and your teachers and parents know that you are ready. And you are ready to soar, because you have definitely proven that you can stand up. God gave each and every one of you wings to stand up and soar. You can stand up for your Jewish identity. You can stand up for your individual journeys. And we all know you can definitely stand up for the state of Israel. Third is the word endeavor. One thing we know about all of you is that you are active, you are engaged students, you are unafraid to immerse yourselves in issues and platforms And that means you always have endeavored to care and to participate in things. And now you will endeavor to achieve your next levels of leadership and actions and investments of your passions. Endeavoring for all of you means yearning. It means questing. It means moving forward continuously toward places where you can have an even greater impact. That's endeavor. The fourth word is dividend. Now, with the word dividend, I'm not talking about trust fund babies, okay? I'm referring to the dividends from those character traits and values like tikkun olam and menschlichkeit and our midot that Levine promulgates and expects of its students, such as this year's theme of chesed v'rachamim, loving kindness. You know what that entails, and you have proven to embrace loving kindness at key moments, whether in Israel or here on campus. The dividend payoff here is with a life of purpose, a life of consequence. Your lives matter, and your humanitarian selves will continue to matter more and more. That's the dividend I'm talking about. And lastly, my fifth word is friend. Simply stated, you formed great friendships, and I know your friendships formed here will last forever. But know that Levine is your friend as well. Levine is here for you, and in turn, we hope you will be there for Levine. We'll be keen to know what you're up to year after year. Levine's not going anywhere, so you always can check out what's happening here at school and to take part in our ceremonies and programs. Consider your school your new friend from this day forward. Now again, I ask you to listen for the end, E-N-D, in my final statement to you. And here it is. There are endless ways to append the letters E-N-D to form many more than words like commend, ascend, endeavor, dividend, and friend. It would be an extended list of tremendous humanistic tendencies like kavod and tikkun olam and being a mensch. That should stay on your agenda. These values are not expendable. They're not trendy. They're enduring. They're unending. They can even make you legendary. They're what we always will recommend. They're nothing less than a godsend. Mazel tov to all of you. You're a splendid class. Now it is my time for the top of tonight's program, the presentation of diplomas to our graduates, signaling their completion and mastery of our Academy's requirements and their readiness to move on. And I'd like to ask that we call up here, let's see, who do we have here? Oh, Linda McGinnis will be calling the names. And Irit Moyal will be calling the names as well. I also am asking the community rabbis here to join us. I see Rabbi Kushnick, I see Rabbi Weinberg, I see Rabbi Sunshine there. There may be others. Please step forward. I have my colleagues on the administrative staff to step forward. Who is their parent or a grandparent, in some cases, perhaps an aunt or an uncle. We'll see if they're all here, but we'll call them up when they come to hand over the bag that contains their diploma plus some additional items. So that's a new tradition that we'll start tonight with board members. We'll call them up as they are. We'll start with Linda McGinnis. We'll begin the names.
Jordan Bear. Raphael Blumenthal. Gabriella Butler.
Come here and pass the bag to Gabby.
Jamie Daniels. Mia Files. Lily Gebhardt. Matthew Grafer. Isabel Heyman.
And John Heyman will pass the bags along to her grandchildren on behalf of Sandy, who had to leave this evening, who was here a little bit earlier.
Kaya Heyman. And Michelle Heyman. Rebecca Hoffman.
And Michael Hoffman will come forward to pass on her diploma to Rebecca.
Dottie Hopkins. Natalie Katabi.
One more time.
Hallie Kleiman. Noah Kasabi. Noah Kasabi. Eva Lemeshev.
And presenting the diploma to Eva will be her mother, Jody Lemishef, on our board.
You guys can't stay there.
Alex Levinson. Samara Levinson. Agner Lipsey.
Presenting Agner's diploma, we're going to call up Hilton Jonas on our board. Grandfather.
Hannah Mikhaeli.
Presenting the diploma to Hannah will be Marlo McHaley on our board, her mother.
Joseph Spiro. Joseph Spiro. Michael Tallis. Michael Tallis. Yes, is that a deal?
It's my honor on behalf of the faculty and staff to present to you the Anna and Nate Levine Academy's graduating class of 2018. We still have a little bit more, so everyone can please take their seats. Before we conclude the closing prayer and a few announcements, a few thank yous are in order. Obviously, it's a full thank you for our whole staff here at Levine Academy. Nothing goes without everyone, including Sergio and his staff, to our back office staff, to Mr. E, who has written this program and therefore his name's not in it, but thank you, Mr. E. Mrs. Geffen, Irit Moyel, and Anna Katzman for working with our students on their speeches. Unfortunately, Anna Katzman can't be here today, but she sends her mazel tov over to everyone, all the graduates. A special thank you to Wendy Kramer, who cannot be here tonight either, for adding all the names, or usually adds all the names to our L'dor Vador. Mr. Scott Whitfield and the Levine Academy Band for always coming and making our engagements that much more special. Mrs. Simone Haddad over by the piano over there for our musical accompaniment. Odea Zach, Esther Jogiel, and Shirley Green for all your help that you guys do behind the scenes and preparing the gifts. Before I offer the closing prayer, which you'll notice the Hebrew teachers have already stood up to sing with me, this will be a singing prayer. As you guys have learned this year, my mishpacha, you guys are my family. This is my first graduation with Levine Academy. Spending the time with you guys on that trip in Israel was amazing. The ruach that you guys brought to the school this year will hopefully infuse future generations of Levine Academy students. The way you guys were willing to come out of your comfort zones, to stand up, to get the whole school up in ruach and going. You guys have started as, no pun intended, I don't mean to use end words here, but you have started to ascend. You really have started to ascend. The blessing I would like to leave you with comes from a song. The song's words are from a rabbi named Rabbi Cook. Rav Abraham Isaac Cook. He wasn't making food. His just last name was Cook. He was a Zionist rabbi in Israel, and he had this statement. He said, Ben Adam, a person, aleh lemala aleh, a person should always be going upwards and upwards and upwards. Ki yesh lecha kanfei ruach, because you guys have powerful, spirited wings. Kanfei nisharim abirim, the wings of powerful eagles. So what we're saying right now is every single person should be going upwards. You should never be going downwards. You guys have the power to keep on ascending. But it says one caveat here. Al tichach eshbam, don't weaken the skills that you have. Don't forget about those natural talents, those Jewish identity that you have within you. Why? Pen yikachashu b'cha, because then perhaps they'll forget you. But even in those times where you think, I don't have it, drosh otam, look for those skills. Not only should you look for the skills, how should you find those skills? Drosh ben adam, look for the person within. Look for the mensch that you know that you are. Look for that Jewish person that you know you have within your soul, that you guys were all talking about tonight. And if you do that, v'matzu lecha miyad, you'll find them right away. That's my blessing to all of you. The blessing that we have as a Hebrew staff is that you guys continue to go upwards and upwards and upwards. To be ma'alin b'kodesh v'ein moridin. You should be going up in spirituality and not downwards. And if you ever question yourself, do I have the ability? Remember, you have spirited wings that Hashem gave you, each and every one of you in your own special way. And if you, for a second, think that you don't have them, drosh otam, look for them. Drosh ben adam, look for the person that's within. V'matzu lecha miyad. טובים, ובכל מלאכת עבודת הבורא, ומאירים את העולם בתורה ובמעשים טובים, ובכל מלאכת עבודת הבורא, ומאירים את העולם בתורה ובמעשים טובים נקדש, ובכל מלאכת עבודת הבורא. Graduates, you may be seated. I ask that everyone please remain in their seats till after the processional. I think the graduates, we should all recognize at this time Hakarat HaTov, recognizing the good. I know that a lot of you guys did it in the speech, but let's do it a formal way. To all of our parents and grandparents who made our Jewish education here at Levine Academy possible, let's give them a round of applause, because it's really you who have brought us here today. It's always really, really special also. It goes without saying, nothing in this school can happen without the special people who help us out here at the school. A big thank you and a big Hakarat HaTov, recognizing the good, to Ann and Nate Levine for being here with us as we approach our bar mitzvah year as Levine Academy. Graduates, I ask you to please stand up. Sorry. This is my favorite part, actually. You guys have come a really long way. Some of you from nursery through 8th grade, some of you starting later on. But the values and messages that we at Levine Academy have always been striving to give to our students have clearly been embodied in you guys. Each and every one of you spoke beautifully. And what amazes me the most is that each of you is an individual. You didn't hear two alike people up here. Your experiences in Israel, when I heard you guys talk about your trip, everyone took a different part of the trip that meant something to them. Whether it was the army that really pushed you, or it was the kotel that shook your foundation, or it was the Mount of Har Arbel, seeing the Nabateans, whether it was seeing your friends, whether it was seeing your friends see the kotel, kotel in the Dome of the Rock for the first time, and their remark being, "Oh, that's the real one." You guys have been amazing. Again, everyone said this is not a goodbye. This is you guys are welcome back to always be here as leaders. We expect you to come back for Shabbat. We expect you guys to come in and be role models for future Levine students. But at this time, by the power invested in me, by the state of Texas, Mr. Elif, and the Federation of Greater Dallas, Class of 2018, you are dismissed. Please find your cake inside the other room with your students. Please wait to eat until we make a blessing together. Find the cake with your child's name on it, and please wait for the
blessing we will make together.